Alright, here it is. English version of this video. I think this is the first time where I make separate videos in Korean and English on the same topic because there's a lot to unpack here, and I had to take a break and get some lunch. So sorry that in the beginning I said that I will speak in English in the latter half of the video, but yeah, I ended up breaking into two parts. So here it is. We're gonna talk about the specific company that was behind making malicious contents against ILLIT, Sserafim, and HYBE. So a couple days ago, or a few days ago, Korean media agency Seoulwire reported on the fact that of the companies or of the channel owners, YouTube channel owners that HYBE is suing, one of them is found out to be a company, a corporation. Now, they found out who the company is, and its name is FastView. So here's an article published on February 27th. I'll do the translation, but I'll also provide some extra background information behind this company and also what they did, what specific contents that they made against Sserafim and ILLIT. Okay, the names of the channel were Peoplebox and Taishu. Okay, and the company name is FastView. Here we go. All right, exclusive cyber leaker company FastView, or cyber wrecker company FastView, behind attacks on HYBE and ILLIT. It has been confirmed that the company operating the YouTube channels Peoplebox and Taishu, known for spreading malicious content, is FastView. The company was exposed during a civil lawsuit after disseminating false information about K-pop girl group ILLIT, HYBE, and Belief Lab. Notably, FastView was valued at 50 billion Korean won, approximately $38 million in 2022, and received a 10 billion Korean won investment from venture capital firms. According to the Seoul Western District Court on February 27th, HYBE specified FastView as a defendant in a lawsuit initially filed on August 30th last year. The plaintiffs include HYBE CEO Park Ji-won, Belief Lab CEO Kim Tae-ho, and all 5 ILLIT members. And again, this article only talks about ILLIT, but Source Music and Sserafim also sued this company, or at least according to this documents that were released by Music Business Worldwide, they were trying to sue the company behind, or an entity behind, these two channels, okay? Because they made horrible contents about both groups, ILLIT and Sserafim. All right, continue on. There had long been suspicions that FastView was behind Peoplebox and Taishu. This was fueled by the fact that their contact email domain was linked to FastView, though they later removed it. However, during the lawsuit, Google provided evidence confirming FastView's operation of these cyber wrecker channels. And yes, the channels still exist. Here it is, Peoplebox and Taishu. And you know, if you go to YouTube channel information page, if you click more, you can click view email address, submit, and once you prove that you're not a robot, you can see the email address. Now, it says sellermill12.gmail.com, but last year, until this became more controversial and HYBE said that we're gonna take severe actions against whoever are making these malicious content, spreading misinformation, they changed the email address from media production at fastviewkorea.com to sellermill12.gmail.com. So those people who are aware of these issues already knew that FastView was behind these. But now it has been confirmed through the court documents. But the interesting thing is, if you search this sellermill12.gmail.com on Google, you can immediately figure out that it has some connections with FastView, right? Here. They're looking for a model in 30s and 40s to make videos about like advertising cosmetics stuff, right? So they're all about making a lot of video content for various purposes, one of them being advertisements, okay? Now back to the article. HYBE's legal representatives Kim In-jang stated in the lawsuit, the defendants, known as cyberwreckers, have continuously spread false information through their YouTube channels. These cyberwreckers target celebrities, politicians, and athletes to generate high engagement and revenue, resorting to sensationalized titles, mocking language, and blatant falsehoods. Meanwhile, FastView received actually, before that, the article lists all the contents that they have made at the time last year. So I will go back. Let's go back to this actual legal document that HYBE has submitted to the California court in order to figure out the identity behind these channels. So here we go. You ready? According to the lawsuit jointly filed by Source Music and HYBE, PeopleBox defamatory claims are as follows. Number 1, false allegations against ILLIT on May 14, 2024, PeopleBox uploaded a video titled, ILLIT even copied New Jeans ad choreography, falsely claiming that ILLIT copied the choreography from New Jeans' CM song, like advertisement song. They have copied so many concepts and choreographies that it is impossible to count. Between May 8th and June 8, 2024, PeopleBox uploaded a total of 5 videos containing false claims, including ILLIT plagiarized New Jeans, An Artist Under a Door. ILLIT songs are plagiarized versions of other artists' songs. Number 2, false allegations against HYBE. On May 2nd, 2024, PeopleBox uploaded a video titled, HYBE embarrasses itself over failed SM acquisition, which falsely claimed that HYBE is not actually operating independent labels. It is essentially run by Bang Si-hyuk alone, who controls everything at will. On May 11th, another video titled HYBE's Princess Sserafim versus Cinderella New Jeans was uploaded, which is a narrative that Minijin built during and coined during her first press conference. Remember? Cinderella New Jeans. 공주가 이겨. Cinderella always wins, she said. Making defamatory claims such as the stepmother and stepsisters represent HYBE executives and Sserafim, while Cinderella represents Minijin and New Jeans. That's what they actually said in the videos. Sserafim received preferential treatment even before debut, while New Jeans didn't even get a showcase. On May 20th, PeopleBox uploaded a video titled Bang Si-hyuk Desperate to Crush aespa, containing false claims such as HYBE chairman Bang Si-hyuk ordered bulk buying of New Jeans albums. Bang Si-hyuk instructed Minijin to push album sales, but she refused. And then when it comes to Taishu, the second channel, number 1, false allegations against Belief Lab and ILLIT. On May 16, Taishu uploaded a video titled An Idol's Recklessness is Off the Charts, falsely alleging ILLIT intentionally and repeatedly shouted kalguksu to mock New Jeans' Minji, despite knowing about the controversy surrounding her. And between May 16 and May 31st, Taishu uploaded a total of 4 videos containing false claims, including ILLIT's Minju copied New Jeans' Harry's diamond heart gesture. ILLIT's Wonhee thigh scar was caused by either atopic dermatitis, how do you spell that? dermatitis, or liposuction, liposuction. Wow, going technical over there. Defamation against HYBE. On May 17, Taishu uploaded a video titled Top 4 Cringeworthy HYBE Moments, falsely claiming HYBE is linked to Danworld, the religious cult, a pro-Japanese religious group that worships bears. Bears. According to the lawsuit jointly filed by... Okay, so that was it for lawsuits documents for Belief Lab and ILLIT against this company. And now let's go over to Sserafim. PeopleBox defamatory claims about Sserafim. False allegations linking Sserafim and Source Music to Danworld and pro-Japanese sentiments. Again, here, pro-Japanese, Chinir has that political and historical connotation. Remember, I told you about last time, right? On April 30th, PeopleBox uploaded a video titled The Reason G-Friend is Connected to Danworld, falsely claiming G-Friend disbanded according to Danworld's doctrine and Sserafim debuted as angels in line with Danworld's beliefs. On May 3rd, Le Sserafim facing pro-Japanese allegations. The video was uploaded, falsely claiming the Burn the Bridge music video and trailer show blood on a white floor, Japanese narration, and a scene of Sakura floating in water, all of which resemble Tokto. At Coachella, many people thought they weren't a Korea group because of the Rising Sun flag-like screen. On and on and on. On June 5th, is Le Sserafim preparing to leave Korea? Falsely stating, looks like Le Sserafim has given up on Korea, from pro-Japanese imagery with Rising Sun like blood to connections with Downworld. But, Source Music said, Le Sserafim and Source Music have no connection to Downworld or pro-Japanese sentiments, nor have they expressed such beliefs. These claims are false and have damaged their reputation. Number 2, false claims about Coachella director Lee Soo-jung criticizing Le Sserafim's skills. On June 9th, Peoplebox uploaded a video titled Why People Are Still Talking About Le Sserafim Coachella Performance, and falsely claimed that it's been a month since Coachella, but people are still talking about Le Sserafim. Their performance was so bad, it was even covered in the news. DMZ Peace Train director Lee Soo-jung mentioned that festival tickets aren't selling well because many artists fail to guarantee quality performances despite their high booking fees. But HYBE said Lee Soo-jung's statement was about the music festival industry in general and was not directed at Le Sserafim. These claims are false and have harmed the group's reputation. Number 3, defamation and mockery of Le Sserafim. Peoplebox uploaded multiple videos containing mockery and defamatory statements about Le Sserafim's 5 performance skills, including idols avoiding live performances with tricks. Le Sserafim, who recently caused a stir with live performance controversy, has a special trick to avoid encore singing, covering up their lack of skill with crowd sing-alongs. Oh wow, how are they going to sing this? They should include skill points in ranking, using a recorder instead of singing their parts. And then, March 29th, idols acting arrogant after becoming celebrities. Let's take a look at an idol who seems to have caught the celebrity disease. Le Sserafim's Hong Eun-chae was recently criticized for making remarks that seemed to mock her peers. April 22nd, the drastic skill gap between Japanese idol members. When will Sakura ever improve? It's been over 10 years since her debut. Just do ballet instead. On April 24th, Le Sserafim exposed their own lack of skill before debut. Hong Eun-chae set a new low for live performance skills at Coachella. Sakura has been caught in tone-deaf controversies multiple times. No matter how much she practices, her voice still sounds like a goat. Kazuha is in her second year, but her live singing is still weak. Yeah, I'm sure a fan, like, your blood will boil if you're a fan just reading these contents in text, right? May 15th, another Le Sserafim controversy. That was the title. It seems like Le Sserafim is deliberately avoiding singing. After their Coachella disaster, they have now become synonymous with terrible live performances. May 18th, Ho Yoon-jin and Kim Ji-won's duet backfire. Le Sserafim tried to show off their skills, but it is completely a backfire. People are questioning how they even debuted. If they had just stayed quiet, things would have blown over, but thanks to Sakura and Kim Ji-won, who got into a power struggle with the public, Le Sserafim's image is now in shambles. Even the video of Kim Ji-won and Ho Yoon-jin, the so-called vocal members, received terrible feedback. Alright, so all of these things were the contents created by these two channels, Taishu and Peoplebox, and this company, FastView, was behind it. I think that was enough, right? I don't need to read on and on because there's still Taishu contents that I haven't read. But yeah. So, HYBE said these statements insulted and diminished the reputation of both Sserafim and Source Music. Now, interesting thing is, if you go to the end of this article, there was a brief statement made by FastView, the company behind these malicious contents directed at the two groups and HYBE and their agencies, right? When asked about the lawsuit, a FastView representative dismissed the issue, stating this has already been resolved. 원만하게 이야기가 다 끝난 부분. Okay. However, HYBE responded, the lawsuit is still ongoing, so we cannot comment. Meanwhile, FastView received a 10 billion Korean won Series A investment in 2022 from DSC Investment, Feynman Asset Management, Partners Investment, and Sparks Lab Ventures. In 2023, the company reported 33 billion Korean won in revenue and a 1.5 billion Korean won operating profit, marking its first year in the black. So what does it say? This is not just a tiny company that is, working their asses off to make a living. It's a big business, you know? And as I have done my research into this company, it seems like they're more powerful than people initially thought. And in fact, they say that everyone in Korea must have come across contents made by us, but not everyone knows about our company, right? And now they're trying to go abroad and spreading their influence into other countries as well by making contents about like Korea stuff and K-pop stuff and translate them into other languages accordingly. So I thought we need to find out more about this company. And yeah, this part is interesting how they said that this has already been resolved, because if it was indeed resolved, they might have made an agreement and sort things out and wouldn't decide to go ahead with the actual lawsuit. But it is ongoing, so I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe it is resolved, but maybe not. So we'll have to follow up. And hopefully this media agency will follow up with further articles. But for now, let's dig into this company more in depth. All right, so FastView, this is their website. Let's turn on the English translation. Main website. AI customized monetization solution. Join FastView to start a successful content business connecting creators, publishers, and users. A content tech solution company with unmatched content capabilities and partnership network. FastView, with top-tier content traffic and affiliate networks, is rapidly growing as a content tech company with unique technology and solutions. So they have a lot of different services, solutions, and channels behind them, right? And so viewers, content providers, publishers, partners, and YouTubers. Interestingly, they also made videos about RM. And they also have their own media agency called TV Report. Here, right? This TV sign. And I think it's under what's called entity called DFast. And interestingly, so I told you these are the images of the YouTube short videos that they have created under Taishu and Peoplebox. And here we go. TV Report is another company, another entity behind this company, and they have also made contents about New Jeans, Sserafim, ILLIT, and HYBE. And they have written articles with malicious titles and probably malicious intent about Sserafim as well. So my question is this. I think what's going to be significant is whether they have a specific intent or not when they created all these contents. Meaning, you know how nowadays a lot of YouTube channels, the so-called cyber wrecker channels, create these videos to have more views, right? Because these are some things that people would click and they would like to make provocative contents for clickbaits. Maybe FastView had a similar motive, creating contents, make people to click, especially antis of HYBE, Sserafim, ILLIT, to win views that will later lead to profits. Or another scenario is they received a request from a third party who wanted these malicious contents to be created against HYBE, Sserafim, and ILLIT for an unknown reason. We don't know the answer yet. And another question is whether it will be possible, whether there are any receipts left. Maybe there are no receipts. Maybe there were no, even if the second case is true, even if they had a special request made by someone, there might not be any transactions that were made. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know the answers yet. We'll have to see. And maybe we will never find out which is the case. But yeah, there were some questions that I had. All right, back to this company. So they had all these things. If you click on About, Mission, Vision, they were formed in 2018, but they also obtained some certificates from the government. For example, venture company certification, launch of online automotive agency service, launch of content distribution solution ViewUs, awarded Smart Korea Award. Obtain TCB excellent rating from NICE Investor Service. Raised 10 billion Korean won in Series A funding. Recognized as an excellent content company in Seoul. Selected as a baby unicorn by the Ministry of SMEs and Startups, which means they have received some support from the government. So the valid criticism that we can throw at them is that, okay, so they use the government funding or government support while creating these malicious contents, spreading misinformation and fueling hate trains against these groups that are at the forefront of K-pop. And that could be problematic, I think. All right. And they're still like, looking for people to join their company to create various contents, especially YouTube shorts, short form videos. So that was their HR related contents. All right. Now, let's take a look at the interview with the founder and the CEO of this company, FastView. This was back in 2019. So they use 공유 office. So share office. There's a company called Fast5. It's located in Gangnam, and they have their office in that building. So this interview was created by Fast5 to look into success cases of companies that are working at their own share offices. The CEO name is Oh Ha-young, and I'll translate some of the notable stuff from this interview. All right, question. Hello, CEO. Could you briefly introduce yourself and your company? Hello, I'm Oh Ha-young, the CEO of FastView. FastView is a content startup specializing in digital soft content, okay, and media commerce. While we officially registered as a corporation in 2018, it has been less than 2 years since our formal establishment. However, I'm proud to say that we have achieved 100% growth compared to last year as of 2019. What started as a 2-person company just 2 years ago has now grown to over 30 employees. When I first joined FastView, we worked out of a 4-person office. Now we use a space for 40. Initially, FastView focused on creating simple content. Although we don't operate as a news media company, we set out with the ambition of becoming an industry leader in soft content. Today, our business spans web platform services, online education, and even commerce. Of course, all of these ventures are built on a foundation of content. Question: what exactly is soft content as produced by FastView? I first heard the term from a global search service company. During a meeting, I asked why they wanted to collaborate with us, and they replied, because FastView is the best at creating soft content in Korea. Soft content differs from hard news or investigative journalism. Instead of presenting raw facts, it curates and presents engaging information in a way that feels more conversational and approachable for users. Okay, let me read it again. Soft content differs from hard news or investigative journalism. Instead of presenting raw facts, it curates and presents engaging information in a way that feels more conversational and approachable for users. Like these? Our company has determined that soft content is dominating Korea's content market, which is why we chose this direction. Even traditional news media outlets are now shifting toward soft content channels. Now, that is an insight that I kind of agree with, because again, there's a term called cyberrekha that people use in Korea, meaning creating the channels or content creators who only care about views and create like clickbaits in order to raise views that lead to profits, right? And nowadays, even traditional mainstream media outlets in Korea are turning like that. They have turned like that. It's been a while. And yeah, I agree. That's the direction Korea is taking. But the thing is, what did he say? Instead of presenting investigative journalism or hard facts, raw facts, they curate and present engaging information in a way that feels more conversational and approachable, but it shouldn't be harmful like these. I mean, that's problematic. All right, let's keep going. On the other hand, when do you feel the happiest? Here we go. Let's find out when the CEO feels the happiest. I feel the greatest sense of fulfillment when I hear people say, wait, FastView made this content? Or when I see our content ranking at the top across all categories on portal sites. Even now, 4 out of the top 5 weekly best ranked pieces of content on a major portal site are ours. So yeah, you guys have made me say that. Wait, FastView made this content? Until now, we haven't explicitly revealed that these pieces were created by FastView. However, almost everyone in Korea has likely come across content produced by FastView at least once. Okay, that's ominous. Our content reaches over 70 million page views per month, and at one point, our total traffic ranked us as the 6th largest media outlet in the country. We've deliberately kept our identity under wraps until now. Platforms like Insight and HuffPost operate multiple content categories under a single site, but in contrast, FastView runs multiple media outlets and channels across various fields, including travel, beauty, entertainment, military, automotive, economy, and education. For instance, FastView's automotive channel has consistently ranked number 1 in traffic in Naver's automotive section for the past 2 years, yet no one realizes it belongs to FastView. Now, that's a bit significant because a couple years ago, they were involved with the lawsuits with Hyundai Motor Company because their entity subsidiary made malicious contents and spread rumors and misinformation that are not true. And Hyundai, of course, rightfully got angry and sued them, right? So they had a track record of spreading misinformation and creating provocative yet factually wrong contents. And them saying that even though they make tons of contents that are like popular, but their identity is not well known, this sounds very ominous and dangerous because it sounds more and more like their influence is quite large. And remember, this is an article from like 6 years ago, from 2019. And what did they say? That until now, we haven't explicitly revealed these pieces were created by FastView, but now they're trying to make their name known. Oh, here we go. Now we want to increase brand awareness and make our name known. Congratulations, you have made your name known, at least by me and by the fans of these groups, ILLIT and Sserafim. So, congratulations. Back to the interview. Previously, content was credited solely to individual editors, but moving forward, we will actively display the FastView name. This also allows employees to build their own portfolios alongside the company's growth. It took 2 years to set up this foundation, but we're finally ready to step forward. But guess what? You never named anyone, the authors behind these malicious contents, right? And also, why did you get rid of your domain, FastView domain, from the channel details if you were so proud of the contents that you have created? And in fact, after this became controversial, and after HYBE stated that they're going to take severe actions against whoever are spreading misinformation through these harmful contents, they took down these videos, right? So these videos are not on their channel anymore. So obviously, they weren't proud of what they did. All right, there's something left. Question: what values do you hope to achieve through your work? Here we go. Let's see what they said. I would love to see a much greater variety of content in Korea. Okay. It's not that I have a critical view of the current landscape, but in the domestic content industry, there's a strong tendency for everyone to flock to whatever is trending. Yeah, like this. There's also an overwhelming amount of sensational, attention-grabbing content, which I find somewhat concerning. Okay, so I guess 2019 version of the CEO is very different from the version of 2024 version last year. Because what he said just now, back in 2019, is clearly against, or the other way around, these contents were clearly against what he said back in 2019. There's an also overwhelming amount of sensational, attention-grabbing content, which I find somewhat concerning. While it's good to uncover hidden stories, if too many people dig into the same thing all at once, it can become overexposed and lose its impact. Nowadays, with an excessive amount of content being released daily, audiences are clearly experiencing fatigue. Rather than simply chasing views and popularity, here we go. Rather than simply chasing views and popularity, I want to help bring more attention to niche content. Content that may not be widely attempted, but holds significant potential to capture interest. If we can foster this kind of culture and encourage diverse content creation, more people will have access to higher quality content. Fascinating. Question, do you have any advice for others in the industry? In Korea's content market, there's a strong tendency for companies to benchmark each other. There's a strong tendency for companies to, benchmark each other in a positive sense, or copy and follow trends in a less favorable sense. I think it's time to start looking beyond domestic trends and turn our attention overseas. Many YouTubers are already using this approach. These days, people are bombarded with excessive amounts of information and content, often leading to stress and fatigue. Instead of competing within a small pool and adding to the stress of audiences, it will be better to expand our perspectives and explore a broader landscape. So yeah, they already plan to go abroad back in 2019, and chances are they have already created contents for the international audiences. Now that leads to a question: what kinds of misinformation could they have spread among international audiences about K-pop content? Where are we? Also, rather than creating content in isolation, struggling to generate ideas alone, I believe better results come from collaboration among creators and companies with diverse experiences and insights. Rather than treating each other as rivals, embracing partnerships for mutual growth is a more beneficial approach. What kinds of partnerships existed for these contents, if any? All right, any final words? Mutual growth is what FastView is all about. We want to grow alongside our employees. As our company expands and creates new opportunities, we genuinely hope that each team member can build and develop their careers. FastView is always open to passionate content planners and creators who want to grow with us. Don't hesitate to reach out. We will provide the best possible environment and support to help you thrive. Let's create great opportunities together. Additionally, if any company needs consulting or assistance in the content field, feel free to reach out. We'll love to help. Now, speaking of employees, let's hear from them. So here's a platform called Blind. This is like Glassdoor, Korean version, where employees can write reviews about their own content, own companies, right? And here are some headlines. FastView employee, blind reviews. A company where neither an individual nor the business can grow. Performance doesn't matter, skills don't matter, only those who obey orders and play office politics get recognition. Joining this company will ruin your career and skills. Under an incompetent team leader, all you gain is stress. A company that has no intention of fixing problems after the damage is done. Difficult to develop any sense of loyalty to this company. Even a 1-star rating feels generous. The HR team reports and manipulates reviews. Looks like a promising startup on the outside. A small team with office politics. All flash, no substance. FastView is a place that will leave you mentally exhausted. A company you shouldn't even be curious about. Only join if you're okay with being treated as a disposable machine. Now, of course, there are a lot of cases where employees write bad reviews and companies, and the companies feel it's unfair. I know there are cases like that, and that applies to both SMBs like small to medium enterprises and large companies like HYBE. And also, these reviews are from like 2021, 2022, 2023. So they are pretty old. So maybe the company has changed their culture. So let's look at some relatively new reviews. There are no titles, but we can look at the scores. All right, 2, 1, 3. These are from 2025, 2, 2. So on average, their score is 2.9. And it seems like they didn't really have changed their company culture. And the thing is, it makes sense. In order to create that many contents, and I'm pretty sure this is just the tip of an iceberg, they have to really work their employees' butts off, right? Especially given that their influence, according to themselves, is that large. All right, so that was that. Now, let's look at the CEO's most recent interview from 2024 December. Maybe they have changed. Okay? Here we go. So FastView's business model and growth. Initially, FastView started as a text-based content production company, creating and distributing articles to increase traffic and revenue. Over time, it shifted to content distribution, partnering with major media outlets to supply content across various platforms beyond Naver and Kakao. And also Nate, Zoom, DC Inside as well. So they work with online communities too. They currently operate as an intermediary, distributing media content to around 450 clients, including 300 media outlets. So, yeah, their influence is unavoidable. And also, FastView is aggressively expanding overseas, especially in Japan, where its revenue grew 473% year over year in the past month, I think. The company is establishing a Japanese subsidiary and supplying over 20,000 pieces of content monthly to Yahoo Japan, Line, and other platforms. It also plans to enter Spanish-speaking and Arab markets, capitalizing on global demand for K-pop and K-drama content. But if you create contents as malicious and harmful as this, they will be in so much trouble. And in fact, I really hope that they don't do that, AI-driven translation is a major factor in this expansion, allowing for rapid localization of Korean entertainment and news. The company does not publish content under its own name, instead integrating articles into well-known platforms. So it's like a ghost, right? They create contents, but it's hard to pinpoint their identity, which could be more problematic and unethical. It facilitates content placement across 40 to 50 different sites and apps per article, ensuring widespread distribution. Major news outlets and media companies rely on FastView for content syndication, but end consumers are generally unaware of its role. So what are some potential ethical concerns? The lack of transparency, in content ownership means that viewers and readers may not be aware of the source or editorial control behind certain articles and certain contents, right? And as this company, FastView, distributes a significant portion of K-pop and entertainment news overseas, it raises questions about how misinformation or misleading narratives may spread internationally. And given the recent lawsuit from HYBE regarding the operation of the channels Peoplebox and Daishu, it is, I think, crucial to investigate whether FastView's content distribution network played any role in amplifying defamatory content, right? So they had created content, but what about the distribution? Did they use their distribution network to amplify these contents? Did they play any role? That's a question I would like to know. Let's see. Yeah, also they're acting as a middleman between Korea and global media, facilitating cross-border content exchange using AI powered content. So I believe that as they get bigger and bigger, of course, if they create good contents, positive contents, then kudos to them. But they need to be cautious of what they create and how they spread those contents, right? Which means that I think politicians should be aware of this issue, aware of what this company is doing. But the thing is, maybe the chances are, media companies usually have a lot of connections with politicians as well, because politicians rely on the media for their own purposes, to spread their agenda. So what happens a lot of times is that the power dynamics works in favor of the media. So sometimes the politicians cannot, it's hard for them to, they should raise their voice and make regulations and laws, but that doesn't always happen. But I think for the future of K-pop, for the sustainable development of K-pop, the politicians and the government should really look at this issue and make regulations appropriately, right? To prevent any companies like this one from creating malicious and misinformation contents like last year. What else? So yeah, their presence in K-pop content distribution is quite significant, it seems. And it could be linked to the spread of false narratives about other artists as well. And the lawsuit against Peoplebox and Taishu and ultimately FastView raises concerns about whether FastView's content syndication model was used to amplify defamatory claims, right? Now, they mentioned that they have contents about cars and automotives as well, right? And here's some interesting story about them. There was a controversy surrounding their channel called Autopost, AUTOPOST, which was a YouTube channel owned by a company known as Kaboom, which in turn is owned by FastView. So going back to their website, here it is, Carboom. And they raised some serious concerns about media responsibility and the potential for misinformation. So the case began when Autopost, former chief editor, was taken to court for defamation. And most defamation cases result in summary indictments with fines, but this case was significant enough to proceed to a full trial, meaning the Hyundai Motor was quite angry. The lawsuit stemmed from a video in which a supposed Hyundai whistleblower made allegations about the company's quality issues, the car quality issues. But it was later revealed that this so-called whistleblower was not a Hyundai employee, but rather a former contractor who had intentionally damaged products in an attempt to secure a contract renewal. As a result, this individual was sentenced to 2 years in prison for this action. Despite the revelation that the claims were false, however, Autopost, which is again a channel under Carboom, which is owned by FastView, Autopost refused to take down the videos or issue an apology. In response, Hyundai Car filed a defamation lawsuit against the channel, just like HYBE did against Daishu and Peoplebox. Instead of complying with legal and ethical standards, check this out, Autopost escalated the situation by increasing the frequency of its attacks against Hyundai, posting negative videos almost daily. The channel also attempted to frame Hyundai's legal action as press suppression. Sounds very familiar, portraying itself as a victim of corporate censorship. The situation reached a new level when Autopost filed a Blue House petition demanding an apology from Hyundai's chairman, Chung Hee-sun, for allegedly harassing the channel. Sounds very familiar. You know how they filed a petition to Blue House to attack HYBE and Bang Si-hyuk? Okay. And the move was widely criticized as excessive and unreasonable, further undermining Autopost's credibility. During the trial, the chief editor-in-chief, Kim Sung-hyun, pleaded for leniency, citing his young age despite not being a minor. Following the legal battle, he left Autopost and now runs an independent channel where he produces pro-Hyundai content almost daily, which is a complete reversal of his previous stance. So I believe that this case is particularly relevant to the current controversy involving HYBE because it shows a pattern of behavior within FastView's network of associated companies, like the refusal to retract false claims. I mean, these videos, like these two videos, the false whistleblower is still there. So I don't know what's going on. And the escalation through constant negative coverage and the attempt to rally public support through petitions, I think it closely mirrors the tactics used against HYBE and its artists by you know whom, right? And the AutoPost incidents clearly damaged FastView's credibility, although it seems like because they love working behind curtains, not a lot of people make connections between these two entities. But again, it's a track record, nevertheless. So the company has a history of spreading unverified allegations and aggressively doubling down when legally challenged. So I believe that given this track record, given this precedent, FastView's involvement in the recent defamation case against HYBE and its artists warrants further examinations, particularly, again, regarding its potential role in amplifying misinformation and reputational attacks against HYBE and these artists and other public figures, if any. So here's a blog post from 2022. And this blog post reveals some critical insights regarding AutoPost, Carboom, and their connection to FastView. And it raises concerns about media ethics and potential manipulation of search algorithms and patterns of misinformation. So the author, who's a frequent consumer of car-related news on Naver, which is the biggest portal site in Korea, they noticed that AutoPost articles appeared disproportionately often on Naver's main page, sometimes taking up multiple spots in trending sections. Over time, this pattern became more pronounced, with AutoPost content frequently dominating the top rankings, leading the author to investigate further. Through their research, the author uncovered that AutoPost and Automobile Korea were essentially the same entity, sharing the same writing style, thumbnail formats, and advertising partners. Also, they identified an entity called Waika, another content provider with an almost identical content strategy, as being linked to AutoPost. So it kind of reminds us of how FastView operates multiple channels, but with a very similar style in terms of like thumbnails, the use of AI voice, and the headlines that they use, right? Yeah. So this suggests that like a network of accounts, different accounts, was systematically pushing similar content under different names, potentially to manipulate visibility and engagement. And the investigation also revealed that AutoPost was operated by Carboom, which in turn was linked to FastView. And according to business registration data, FastView and Carboom shared an address with Kwaru, the company behind the online store Kaboom. FastView was also found to be involved in online content distribution and marketing with ties to platforms like Zoom, ZUM, and several high-traffic digital media outlets. And one of the most concerning allegations is that AutoPost may have been artificially boosted on Naver's platform, ensuring that its content remained visible longer than competitors' articles. So the author attempted to test Naver's AI-driven content recommendations by avoiding AutoPost and its affiliated accounts for a week, but despite this effort, their article continued to appear prominently on Naver's main page, suggesting possible manipulation of Naver's algorithm or a privileged relationship between Naver and FastView. And then, this blog also touches on the legal trouble faced by the editor-in-chief, who was convicted of defamation and false reporting after publishing misleading content about Hyundai. During the trial, the editor allegedly claimed that he acted under the direct instructions of AutoPost's real owners, implying that the misinformation campaign was not solely his responsibility. So it raised questions about whether FastView and its subsidiaries have a systematic issue with misleading or defamatory content, particularly when legal action is taken against them. So maybe this is supposed to ring alarm because HYBE is taking legal actions against FastView, but who knows? Maybe I don't know, they're gonna go back to their old habits and making even more provocative contents and violent tactics against HYBE, because Hyundai Motors is much larger than HYBE in terms of size, right? I think so. But yeah, and as this blog post suggests, the company is engaged in aggressive and misleading reporting tactics, refused to retract false claims, and may have benefited from algorithmic favoritism on Naver's platform. And if these are the same tactics they still use, then it is dangerous that they're making contents about K-pop and trying to spread their influence more in global regions, right? So, yeah, there you go. So there's some strong circumstantial evidence that FastView and its network of content sites may be deliberately leveraging media influence and algorithmic manipulation to spread specific narratives, whether for traffic, influence, or other motives. So yeah, this really warrants, I think, further scrutiny into their content strategies and its influence over search algorithms and his history of defamation cases across multiple industries. Who knows? Maybe there's more. These are just two cases that I have found out, Hyundai and HYBE cases. But given their influence and wide content network, distribution network, maybe there's more. So we'll have to see. And again, given the fact that they have received support from the government, I think the government and the politicians really have to pay attention to this company and the issue with between FastView and HYBE. Okay, and that's it. And of course, I'll make a follow-up video or videos if we find out more about this company or there are more other articles written about them or the case. Okay, leave your comments. This is a developing story, so let's be cautious and careful about how we communicate and how we discuss, and let's stay respectful, positive, and classy. Okay? Peace. Bye-bye.